You don't hate gaming, your brain just hates most games. These roguelikes fix that. If you ever booted up a game and played for 10 minutes and then quit, you're not alone. Most games are slow, overloaded, or just don't give your brain enough stimulation. So I tested roguelikes, the one genre that actually respects your attention span. I'm talking fast runs, constant rewards, and no wasted time. Ooh. These are the ones that actually keep you hooked. Hades right now is pretty much the gold standard for me. It throws you right into combat. And every time you lose, it doesn't feel like you're failing. You're constantly progressing, getting new upgrades and different abilities. And every run is different. It's always fun and constantly rewarding you when you fight the end boss. This game ends up quickly being a little too addictive, where I keep telling myself just one more run and I end up looking at the clock and it's 1 a.m. and I got work in the morning. It's terrible.
Time for the main event.
Stupid boy. I told you nobody gets out of here.
Yes, carry on everyone, don't mind me.
Let's get you from that miserable place.
Next one on my list is Vampire Survivors. This game is a constant action-packed game that never gives your brain a break, but in a good way. Constant level ups and just never any downtime. The music sounds so sick. If you're a big fan of level up spams and constant hordes of enemies just coming right at you, this is definitely the one for you. If a game starts slow or has a lot of long cutscenes, for me personally, I feel that it's not really built for an ADHD brain set. Not that you can't enjoy those games at all, but for me, it just takes a lot more effort. So that's why I like to highlight these games where it's like quick action, dopamine hit immediately. Game number 3 on my list is Dead Cells. I know this is a game that I've highlighted before, but it's just too good to bring up again. This constant action packs a lot of skill, but also fast gameplay that is constant, throwing new enemies at you along the way with a non-stop loop that I'm obsessed with. The really tight, responsive combat and the quick runs are just a constant time sucker for me that I absolutely love. Dive in, I look at the clock and it's been 20 to 30 minutes into that run already. It's one of those games where even a small run feels extremely productive. Now this one's different from the flock. This one's Slay the Spire. This game is a lot slower, but also is constantly throwing different situations at you. It's a card-based system that's always new and exciting, and again, a little bit on the slower side, but you're still jumping right in, sucking a bunch of time into this. I would say this one's not necessarily for everyone, but it's just one of my favorites that I absolutely love. I feel like Slay the Spire is definitely for me kind of a winding down evening game. This one kind of keeps my brain busy, but not overwhelming me before, maybe passing out before heading into the next day. Last but not least on my list is Risk of Rain 2. game is constantly throttling you into a bunch of ramping up situations with millions of hordes of enemies, and this is a great game to play with friends too. This one's definitely more of a multiplayer for me. I enjoy playing with friends on this. The ramping up system is heavily rewarding, but you can absolutely play this solo as well. This one's a great game and a lot of fun. All games on this list are extremely cheap on Steam. I actually recently just picked up Hades. That's where I got the idea for this video, for like $6 during the spring sale. So yeah, all these games are really readily available for pretty cheap, and on a sale you can get them under $10.
Oh, fuck.
Real quick, I'm just curious, what's a game that you couldn't stick with that you really wanted to enjoy? For me personally, it's Avowed. I tried playing that in the beginning of this year, and every time I queued it up, for some reason, it just, I just couldn't really get myself into it, or if I did, it felt a bit forced. I'm just curious. Drop it down in the comments down below. I'd like to know what games, you know, really are kind of hard to dive in. This one's a bit of a bonus round. This one for me is an absolute favorite, and honestly probably one of the first roguelikes that I ever played, which is Enter the Gungeon on my Switch Lite. This game is an absolute blast. If you enjoy super fast pace mechanics revolving around more of like gun mechanics, definitely this one. This one's a huge favorite of mine, and the art style is so cool.
The past is dead. The masters are slain. Yet the Gungeon remains. Weapons and items. New Gungeoneers.
So let's jump into highlighting why roguelikes are perfect for an ADHD brain. For one, it's definitely short runs, so you're definitely going to be a little bit more capable of hopping into those runs. For me personally, all this, by the way, all this is from my perspective. I know that everybody else's perspective is different, but for me personally and my ADHD, these are the key elements for me why they work. So again, short runs, there's not a huge commitment. Number two is gonna be constant rewards. You're gonna always get that dopamine hit, and for me in gaming, that's huge. I absolutely wanna get, I wanna get all the things, I wanna get all the items, I wanna get to the next room, I wanna get to the next boss. That's at least my, mindset, and when that is a little bit of a slower avenue, it's a little bit harder for me to swallow. And then the last one for me is failure is not so punishing. It's a loop. So failure is like part of the game, right? It's a mechanic. And for me, that's huge. Being able to loop back in and then keep getting a little bit farther, a little bit farther, a little bit farther. It's just a really enjoyable loop. If you've been struggling with trying to stay focused on games, it's not you. It's really personally what you're playing. If it's hard to stick with it, I would say don't force yourself. I've been trying to do that at the beginning of this year, realizing these different games that I want to finish. And, if it's not enjoyable, then just, don't play it, or, give yourself a break and play something that's going to be enjoyable, because at the end of the day, for me, gaming is a hobby, and, you want to be able to relax while you do it, right? So don't force yourself to play that one title that you're like, oh, I want to get through this, I want to finish the story. If it's not for you, it's not for you. If you enjoyed this ADHD gamer style video, I really appreciate you commenting down below and dropping a like. I did this video because my last one highlighting my ADHD did very well on my channel, and I felt, maybe I'll start a series where I kind of talk about ADHD friendly games, different ones. I'm also working on talking about Metroidvanias, which is also a style of games that I really, really enjoy coming up. So if you enjoy these, let me know. It definitely helps me stay motivated as well talking about this, because it is still a little bit of a touchy subject for me, but I do like to highlight it because I do think it's important. And for me, it also, brings a light to myself and learning more about myself, especially around my hobbies like gaming. So again, if you like this, drop a like, comment down below, let me know your experiences. What are some games that you tried to get through and it just was completely impossible? And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.